What if I told you America's first billionaires didn't just make money? They changed the very rules of the game. Stick around as we uncover 6 jaw-dropping facts about the Vanderbilts and Rockefellers that will change how you see power, wealth, and ambition. The Vanderbilts and Rockefellers weren't just rich, they were titans of industry. From railroads to oil, their names became synonymous with power and influence. But how did they rise to such incredible heights, and what happened to their empires? Today we're peeling back the curtain on these 2 legendary families to reveal secrets, scandals, and legacies that still shape America. The 1800s were a time of incredible transformation in America. Industrialization was exploding, cities were growing, and fortunes were there for the taking. But this era wasn't for the faint of heart. The Vanderbilts and Rockefellers didn't just compete, they dominated, using tactics that were as cunning as they were controversial. Their rise wasn't without challenges. They faced public backlash, political opposition, and even internal family drama. Let's break down 6 fascinating facts that explain how these families built, lost, and immortalized their wealth. 1. Cornelius Vanderbilt, the ultimate underdog story. Cornelius Vanderbilt's story is a lesson in resilience and audacity. Growing up on Staten Island, he was the son of a humble farmer and boatman, a background that offered little opportunity for wealth. But Cornelius wasn't just an ordinary teenager. At 16, with a mix of determination and confidence, he convinced his mother to loan him $100 to buy a small ferry boat. From there, his rise was meteoric. His ferry business thrived as New York's population exploded, and soon he expanded into steamboats. What made Vanderbilt a game changer was his knack for identifying opportunities. When steamboat travel was risky and unregulated, he thrived by undercutting competitors and offering reliable service. But Vanderbilt's genius truly shined when he shifted his focus to railroads during the mid-19th century. Railroads were the lifeblood of America's expanding economy, and Vanderbilt saw their potential before most. He acquired and consolidated several key rail lines, creating efficient routes that reduced travel times and costs. By controlling these networks, he became the undisputed commodore of the industry, a title he wore with pride. His wealth didn't just make him a tycoon, it made him a symbol of the American dream. Yet Vanderbilt was also ruthless. He crushed competition with aggressive tactics and was infamous for saying, "What do I care about the law? Ain't I got the power?" This unapologetic approach earned him both admiration and disdain. 2. John D. Rockefeller, the oil tycoon who played the long game. While Vanderbilt dominated transportation, John D. Rockefeller set his sights on oil, a resource that would soon power the world. Born in 1839 in upstate New York, Rockefeller wasn't born into wealth. His father, a traveling salesman, instilled in him a deep understanding of money and negotiation. In 1870, Rockefeller co-founded Standard Oil, a company that would become synonymous with efficiency and monopoly. What set Rockefeller apart was his ability to think strategically. He understood that controlling oil production alone wasn't enough. Instead, he ensured that Standard Oil dominated every part of the supply chain. Rockefeller even pioneered innovative cost-cutting measures, such as refining kerosene to eliminate waste products. These byproducts, like gasoline, were initially considered useless but later became valuable as the automobile industry emerged. However, Rockefeller's methods weren't without controversy. Critics accused him of using predatory pricing, secret railroad rebates, and underhanded tactics to crush competitors. By the 1880s, Standard Oil controlled nearly 90% of the US oil market, making Rockefeller both admired and feared. The government eventually stepped in, and in 1911, Standard Oil was broken up into several smaller companies. Ironically, this breakup only increased Rockefeller's wealth, as the individual companies like ExxonMobil and Chevron soared in value. His fortune grew to staggering levels, making him the first billionaire in American history. 3. Vanderbilt excess, when wealth becomes a spectacle. While Cornelius Vanderbilt spent his life building his empire, his descendants took a different approach, spending it. The Gilded Age was a time of unprecedented extravagance, and the Vanderbilts became its poster children. William Henry Vanderbilt, Cornelius' son, doubled the family fortune after inheriting it, but his children and grandchildren became known for their opulence. They built sprawling mansions that resembled European palaces. The Breakers in Newport, Rhode Island is perhaps the most famous example, boasting over 70 rooms, marble imported from Italy, and elaborate gold leaf designs. Success didn't stop at architecture. The Vanderbilts were famous for their parties, including Alva Vanderbilt's 1883 costume ball, which cost an estimated $250,000, a sum equivalent to over $7 million today. Guests dressed as royalty, mythological figures, and historical icons in costumes made of the finest fabrics and jewels. This extravagance was both admired and criticized. Many saw the Vanderbilts as embodying the American aristocracy, while others saw their spending as wasteful and disconnected from the struggles of ordinary Americans. Their excessive lifestyles eventually caught up with them. By the mid-20th century, the Vanderbilt fortune had dwindled significantly due to lavish spending, economic downturns, and mismanagement. 4. Rockefeller's philanthropy are a different kind of legacy. While the Vanderbilts were making headlines for their extravagant spending, John D. Rockefeller was quietly transforming the world through philanthropy. Despite his ruthless business tactics, Rockefeller believed in the moral obligation to give back. In 1913, he established the Rockefeller Foundation, which aimed to promote the well-being of humanity. The foundation funded groundbreaking medical research, including efforts to combat hookworm, malaria, and yellow fever. Rockefeller's contributions to medicine alone saved countless lives and laid the groundwork for modern public health initiatives. Education was another area where Rockefeller left his mark. He donated millions to establish and support institutions like the University of Chicago, Spelman College, and the General Education Board, which improved education across the United States. What's fascinating about Rockefeller's philanthropy is how strategic it was. Unlike other wealthy individuals who gave sporadically, Rockefeller treated his donations like investments, ensuring they had a long-term impact. Critics may have accused him of using philanthropy to repair his public image, but the results speak for themselves. 5. Family drama, power struggles, and rivalries. Behind the grandeur of these families lay complex interpersonal conflicts. For the Vanderbilts, family drama began with Cornelius himself. He left the majority of his fortune to his son William, bypassing his other children. This decision created resentment that rippled through the family for generations. By the time the third generation came into play, infighting over inheritance and influence had become commonplace. Many descendants squandered their wealth on frivolous pursuits, leaving little for future generations. The Rockefellers, while more discreet, weren't immune to family challenges. John D. Rockefeller Jr., tasked with managing the family's growing wealth and reputation, faced immense pressure. He often struggled to balance the family's philanthropic goals with its financial interests. Both families serve as reminders that immense wealth doesn't shield against personal struggles. In some cases, it exacerbates them, as power and money often come with heightened expectations and rivalries. 6. Legacies that endure. Despite their challenges, the Vanderbilts and Rockefellers left enduring legacies that continue to influence America. Vanderbilt University, founded with a $1 million donation from Cornelius, remains one of the top academic institutions in the country. The Vanderbilt mansions, now preserved as museums, offer a glimpse into the grandeur of the Gilded Age. Rockefeller's legacy, meanwhile, is evident in institutions like the Rockefeller Center and the Rockefeller Foundation. The companies born from Standard Oil's breakup, including ExxonMobil and Chevron, still play vital roles in the global economy. More importantly, these families changed how we think about wealth, power, and influence. They set the stage for modern philanthropy, shaped industries, and left an indelible mark on American culture and history. The stories of the Vanderbilts and Rockefellers are more than just tales of wealth. They're a testament to ambition, ingenuity, and the costs of excess. Their rise to the top wasn't just about making money, it was about reshaping industries, creating opportunities, and sometimes stepping on toes to get there. Yet their stories also serve as a cautionary tale. Even the largest fortunes can be fleeting if not managed wisely. From railroads to oil, philanthropy to extravagance, the Vanderbilts and Rockefellers left an indelible mark on America. Their stories are a mix of inspiration and caution, reminding us of the heights ambition can reach and the pitfalls that come with unbridled success. Their names may symbolize wealth, but their legacies go far beyond the numbers. Curious about more untold stories of power and influence? Subscribe or check out our next video.